What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Life by the Slice, where we are taking life one slice at a time. Thank you so much for joining me back for part 5. Yeah, I know. We're pretty much gonna get to wrapping these up within the next 2-3 videos. So let's just get back into the story of a remarkable soul, a rare soul. So yeah, just like I said, I don't want to ramble on too much for you guys and have too much content, and I don't want everything oversaturated. I do want you guys to. I do have some highlights that I wrote down because we had so many memories in rehab alone that I could have probably made this probably 10-15 parts, but I really wanted to narrow it down to say some of the highlighted memories that I think you guys will either laugh at or unfortunately cry to, like I have so many times. Like I said, I'm gonna do my best in this video to make sure that, well, not make sure, because if I need to cry, I will cry. I'm honest. You guys know me. But I also want to, or like I said, I want to be as authentic as I can for you guys. So yeah, just getting back into the story. Last video I left off about the pastor. I don't know if he was a pastor, but he went by Brother Cole. And what I mentioned in the last video was just how Brother Cole at one Sunday at a Bible study, me and Ivan Brody, that we were both attending, and Brother Cole pretty much pointed out to him some of the same, excuse my language, but some of the same shit that I told him within like the first week of us meeting each other. I don't know, when I met Ivan, I seen something special in him. I knew he was worth more than he. I think we were able to see each other's worth in each other without really seeing it before we really saw it in ourselves. But yes, fortunately, getting back to some more memories, I do. A highlighted memory is I was fortunate enough and I was blessed to be able to spend his last birthday I was able to spend his last birthday with him, which was an amazing feeling. By that time we were already close. Brody's birthday is the 12th or 13th of March. Don't get mad at me for kind of being a little cloudy. But I do remember that day specifically, that night. Honestly, and I'm going to tell you guys this honestly, Ivan wanted to discharge. We were still fresh in the rehab. We were still hurting at that time, but I do recall Ivan wanting to leave on his birthday to get high. He wanted to celebrate. And I just kept telling him, what do you really have out in the world right now? Though you have family, you have people who from the love that I've seen Ivan get, I knew he was loved. But I also mentioned to him, what are you really getting out here? If you leave, what are you really going to? So I convinced him to stay, which I was happy about. And that night, later on that night, I remember, because me and Ivan in detox, before we moved upstairs in detox, me and Ivan actually slept horizontally to each other. So if I woke up, one of the first people I was seeing was Ivan. So, and this lasted for 2 weeks. And I remember him falling. I waited because that man we both can talk. That man used to have everybody hype as shit when we were all supposed to be going to bed. He'd have us up till like 2-3 in the morning just cutting the fuck up, which is what I love the most. One of the things I love the most about him. He could definitely get you hyped. But I remember specifically this, on the night of his birthday, the morning of his birthday. It was 12 a.m. Surprisingly, this man was asleep already. I was surprised. I wanted him to wait up so we could like just chill with him and kick it on his birthday, but he fell asleep, and I recall, I don't know if he still has it. It might be gone by now. But I made him a bootleg little happy birthday card, and I put it right on his like nightstand right while he was sleeping. And because that was my boy, y'all know I loved him to death. I was kind of thrown off, I was kind of thrown off as into why I loved him so much, and it was nothing mushy. It was nothing gay. No, it was nothing like that. I had no. You guys believe me. I'm gonna just put it that way. It was no disrespect, nothing like that ever. But I cared about him. I loved him. He was my brother. And I solely he did wake up, say like an hour after I made the card for him, and I'm damn near I'm damn near asleep myself. But I'm damn near asleep myself, but he comes over and he wakes me up, the biggest smile on his face. And he says to me, he was like, "Yo, Brody, I really do appreciate you making this birthday card for me." And I just smiled, and I was like, I got you. Sadly, and I wasn't sure when I was going. Like I said, we were in detox. In our treatment, it started with detox, and upstairs was where the real treatment started. But we were in detox together for 2 weeks together, and we were in rehab together a month, a month plus. But we spent our 2 weeks downstairs together, and that day, I didn't know I was moving upstairs, which meant that me and Ivan were going to be getting split up for God knew how many other days, because there were still a couple people that came in before him. So it was kind of like a waiting list, but it wasn't. It was your progress too, as into if you moved upstairs or not. He That day we both found out that I was moving upstairs, and when I say we were both like two crushed little ass boys, just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, that was more me. I was more mushy. But I could see that he was visibly upset too, that we were gonna be split up and set apart. Though we had friends already, it was just how we bonded though. We didn't want to be split up. Rehab was tough. We needed each other. I ended up going upstairs, and me and Ivan didn't see each other we didn't get to spend time with each other for 3 days. And I seen him every day in between times, because detox and CS2, that's what it was called. We all still seen each other at some point in the day, whether it was coming from meals or groups or anything like that. So anytime I seen him, I was just wrap my arms around him, showing out and shit. And I just love how it was amazing for me to give out love and for it to be received, and I knew it was being received. And so those 3 days passed. I had already flipped out. Like, I was lost already in my life. I was going through some heavy situations. I had just found out I had just got a HIV diagnosis, which I'm gonna get to, and how he helped me through that too. I just had a HIV diagnosis. I was possibly going through divorce. I had 2 mental diagnoses already. I hit my rock bottom in rehab. But yeah, like I said, we went those 3 days without seeing each other. I was lost. So when he finally got upstairs, the thing with Ivan, it was always, nobody knew whether I love you to death, bro, but I'm going to tell it like it is. His entire time in Tara's house was kind of, you never knew if he was getting kicked out. You never knew if he was getting kicked out or not. And I was always on my toes because I didn't want to lose him. But That man defied everybody's expectations. Even the handful of people that didn't like him. I'm not gonna say the irrelevance, but if you didn't fuck with him, I didn't fuck with you. So, exactly, we kept the same energy. But when he finally moved upstairs, my whole life it felt my whole life like lit up again. I was happy again, and I could see that he was happy too. And we were just doing so great. We were working our program. We were going to groups together. Like I said, Ivan was leading peer leds. He was leading the community. Like, they were the counselors were stressing to him, and Ivan became such a big name in Tara's house at the time. They were already telling him how much of a leader he was, and how they feel like he could benefit from long term treatment, which was out in Horizon Village, which both of us denied and both of us weren't going to. I'm not saying, look, in hindsight it would have been great for the both of us. I know it would have been great for the both of us, but everything played out the way that it should have. I'm a firm believer in God, and I know that for a fact. But they he was so loved, and they couldn't control him. That's what had them so fucked up. Is that he was unpredictable, and he moved the way that he wanted to. He lived his life the way he wanted to. So they wanted to kick him out so often because they couldn't put their paws on him. They couldn't stop him. But it started to when one time